Good evening, Jai Hind, everyone.
Jain sir,
Jain sir.
I hope everyone is fine and enjoying the studies, own work. Okay, the lecturate session, we are looking forward for new topics, your own improvement. With each session, you must compare that you are improving. That is larger mission of this program. Whenever you are getting practice, whenever you are getting chance to practice, you must feel that you are improving. It will improve provided you are serious about it. So make your endeavor, select topics from different variety. I mean to say, if you have spoken on social topics, next time go for scientific. Thereafter, you can go for international relations. This should be your endeavor. Otherwise, what will happen? You will always play in your comfort zone. That should not happen. Always go for difficult topics. Okay, those who are comfortable. And those who are working on English, you can have your own pace. Don't worry. You need not to get bogged down, need not to feel a little down when someone is speaking very good, you are not up to the mark. Doesn't matter. Aim of this session is that only. Someone is improving English, someone is at advanced stage of improving knowledge. Some of you are at further advanced stage of refining your communication style. So it is your individual progress. Okay. So with each practice, you should be happy that you have done something extra this time. That is a special request from my side that it should not be just you came and spoke. You should have a meaningful session. Okay. So before we start, anybody wants to ask anything or shall we see volunteers? Okay. There are some Gurpreet Saab. I just want to orient myself also. Lakhan ji, I am audible? Okay. You may be having SSB in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or after 6 months. But this is something you need not to link with only SSB. You're practicing your communication, you're practicing your knowledge, and you're improving, in fact, by listening others and your own practice. Because once you are geared up for speaking for 3 minutes on any topic, it is not an easy task to summarize, to bring out that sequence, coming out with crux of the matter on that particular topic. This itself is a big application of mind. So it is not specific to SSB, it is larger, a larger mission of communication improvement, English improvement, analytical, putting across the points. All those things are involved in this. Okay, who is the first volunteer? Should I nominate?
Sir.
Okay, Harsh, you want to go first?
Yes, sir.
You're prepared for topic?
Yes, sir. I've prepared.
Okay. Anybody who wants a card in the sense you are actually testing yourself, can you prepare within short span of time? If someone is closer to SSB, must go for random speaking. Don't worry, just have confidence that you can speak within 2 to 3 minutes of preparation. Anyone?
yes
Okay.
sir,
Saurabh, you want to?
yes sir.
Okay. You take
Card
card.
number 29.
You are taken. Okay.
Yes,
Okay, you can prepare. And I will
yes
give
sir.
you little more time, don't worry. We will have two speakers before you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I'll ask someone to keep time. Sharvari, can you keep time?
Yes, sir.
Sharvari?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Your audio was this. Okay. Harshwardhan.
Yes, sir. So may I start?
You may start.
Yes. Good evening, guys. Today's topic of my lecture is farmer suicides in India. Farming is one of the most important parts of our country. After all, India is known as an agricultural country, and we are completely dependent on farmers for our food and nutrition. This profession also contributes 18% to the GDP and also provides 60% of the employment to the population of India. But significantly, from recent years, there has been an increase in farmer suicides across the countryside. This is due to various reasons like financial distress, poor cropping systems, and crop failures. Farmers borrow money from local moneylenders to invest it in the next sowing of their crops. But when they have to take revenue from the crops, they are not able to earn the revenue as much as its potential. This is mainly due to crop failures. Thus, these farmers are not able to repay their loans and fall in a huge debt trap and become bankrupt. Though debt is the main reason for farmer suicides in India, but other problems like social disputes, health problems, alcohol addictions, and family problems are the other reasons which also lead the farmers to end up giving their lives. In a report, it was clearly mentioned that most of the pharma loans taken is being used for marriage purposes, and sometimes it is also used to give dowry. Also, due to irregular monsoons, farmers stay confused on which type of crops to be grown. Now, what is the stake of the government on this? To overpower this problem, the government has implemented various schemes for the welfare of farmers in India. Some of the schemes are Social Health Card, Pradhan Mantri Bima Yojana, and many more. Also, the government has also launched MG Narega to provide 100 days of employment to the unemployed youth in the rural areas. Maharashtra, which is on the top of the most number of suicides, farmer suicides in India, has also launched various schemes to make Maharashtra drought free from the year 2016, as the as the major reason of crop failures in Maharashtra is due to shortage of water. And what things the governments can do to increase to decrease the farmer suicides? They can increase the minimum support price given on the crops, as it is not even sufficient to provide and to repay the loans for the farmers. More investment should be made for climate protection, and more banks should be established in the rural areas to provide farmers loans, that too at low rate of interest. Technological advancement like the use of tractors, machines, and the use of HIV seeds can also help the farmers to get more yield from a single type of crop, that too at lower cost. If we compare the situation of India with that of other countries, ag- uh, unlike India, other agricultural countries like Sri Lanka, USA, and Canada uh, considered agriculture as a stress-giving profession. Increasing land holdings, technological advancements has also improved the standard of living for the farmers in that of developed countries. So we can conclude that uh, though there are many schemes launched by the government for the betterment of farmers, but it is also a duty as a citizen of the country to start conserving the nature, to reduce climate change. We can do this by starting by planting more and more trees, reducing as much as less pollution. So we can see that implementing technological advancement, implementation of uh, organic farming, and proper implementation of the schemes provided by the government can collectively reduce the number of farmer suicides in India. Thank you.
Okay, good, Harshwardhan. Content was very good. You organized it well. Only thing you overshoot little bit time because I think you could not hear the server is timekeeping. It's okay. You overshoot little bit. Agriculture and farmers. These are the two key ingredients to our economy and our society. When on one hand we say we are agriculture based society, almost 60 to 70% people are associated with agriculture. On the other hand, we are saying we want to be $5 trillion economy. We want to be a powerful nation. We want to be a self-reliant nation. We want to be a Atmanirbhar, mission-oriented nation. How it is going to happen? We need our population who is confident, who is progressing. But the number of suicides which are happening in India are alarming. What could be the reason? Reasons Harshvardhan had listed. I want to add one more reason, the approach, the psychology. These are key issues because somehow our society has started showing that helplessness, dependence, too much of dependence on government schemes and all those things. Why can't our people feel empowered to do something in free India? Why should people look up to government only? Before our independence, people were giving their everything for the sake of freedom. Today in free India, we want more and more from government. This is my complaint. This approach has to change. Bhagat Singh gave life. Subhash Chandra Bose raised army. Mahatma Gandhi gave his profession and fought for freedom. There are n number of freedom fighters whom we worship also. But today our approach in life is very very funny. You go to any village, the farmers are looking up to schemes. This is not acceptable. This is the key reason, psychological reason I feel personally. This is my personal opinion. This has to change. Because of expectations from these schemes, farmers are not really exercising their potentials. Of course, there will be water problem, there will be some kind of electricity problem, there will be issues in life, but suicide is not a solution. There was a beautiful talk regarding whether Karja Mafi is good or Karja Mukti is good. The Karja Mukti ideology is very important to understand. The biggest mistake, again my personal view, government had done, they waived off the loan in somewhere in 2014-15. This was the biggest mistake. They waived off the loan and the credit culture in India has gone into totally wrong direction. Today, people take loan and they wait for waiving off. This is a bad culture which has set in India, especially for farmers. I'm not saying there are no problems in farmers' life. There are problems, but more importantly, government is standing with farmers. But that should not be taken in a wrong sense. There are so many farmers, especially politicians. They are also doing farming on paper, earning so many revenues, and it is tax free. So this club has to be addressed. These people are cheating our nation. There are farmers who can pay tax, but it is not the case in our India. Agriculture produce everything is tax free. Okay, this is debatable. Harsh spoken well. Raise your voice, emphasize on few good points, get that modulation. Okay, Harsh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who is next? Volunteer. Little quick.
Sir, may I?
I would like to speak on CPEC.
Okay. We will have Sharwari and then Lakhan. Okay. Sharvari,
Okay,
your
sir.
voice was low. Try and
Okay,
speak.
sir.
Now it is okay. Okay,
Yes.
Harsh, keep time. Be louder a little bit.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You may start.
Yes. So, friends, recently we have came back from an pandemic, and in this pandemic, the only fuel for we to be connected with our close ones was social media. So, friends, today's my topic is social media. Social media is two-edged sword, which is having pros and cons equally. So, friends, I will be today discussing about pros and cons of social media. First of all, social media is having a big hand in education faculty. The person who lives in a rural area may get a good education through social media, though it's free or it's paid. For example, there are some channels on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter like Desire to Learn, which provides good current affairs, helps the students who are preparing for competitive exams and have a good content on it. But uh, but at the same time, it's having cons also. The second one is like in pandemic, everyone was at home and many were unemployed. In this situation, many people started businesses through social media. This was one of the pro for social media. Along with this, there are many cons too. First of all, the big mm, like maximum population in India or the maximum population in youths is using social media. Though the child does not goes to school, but he is having his own phone and operates social media. So at the same time, it's very important to have a good content on it. First of all, the biggest con is that the trolling goes on it. People manipulates through words. Especially on any celebrities post, there are many trolls, which may have a bad impact on the mind of a youth. Along with this, there is degradation of moral values. For example, the child gives his much more time on social on mobile as he is having such apps in it. Along with
Last 30
that,
seconds.
if there is a content which is brain catching, so uh, the the child gives more time to such apps, so it gradually degrades the moral values. I would like to conclude my talk by saying that it's a good platform for youth as well as youngers also. If we use this platform in a proper way,
Time
it
up.
will lead to achieve our $5 trillion economy soon. Thank you.
Okay, good, Sharvari. Tried with video on. Good. That confidence goes up. Okay, good. Facial expression and all that nervousness. Slowly it will go off. Okay, good. Social media is actually the cause of concern and also a lot of plus and minus what Sharvari was saying. It is a potent force provided we use it in correct direction. Otherwise, it will destroy our life. It is both way. Today, with the help of social media, people are becoming millionaires and billionaires. Today, you take out the richest list. Everybody is some or other ways exploring the social media's power. You see that beauty. But there are other side of it. Because of social media, some lives are getting ruined. Some people are committing suicides. Some people are getting some disorders psychologically. Some are addicted. Some where relationships are getting spoiled. Day before yesterday, when we were reading NEET results, there is one guy who got um, entire NEET preparation through YouTube free channels. So these are positives. There are so many competitive aspirants, exam aspirants, who are preparing from social media, friend circles, some WhatsApp groups, and getting connected to people. Otherwise, it was not possible. So during pandemic, probably the use of social media further reached to every household. Otherwise, this speed would not have been achieved. Probably 2 years of corona has given a speed of 5, 10 years. Otherwise, it would have been little slow. Today, you see number of YouTube channels. You type a subject, everything is there. You will get right from plumbing related issues till study related things and whatnot. Every course is available on YouTube. If someone is not having enough money, just recharge or go to free Wi-Fi zones, sit there. Just need to have one Android phone or laptop or whatever, and you can study anything and everything possible. This is the beauty of today's internet age. But then social media per se, you should be able to use it in correct perspective. One should have wisdom how much screen time is worth. As a student, yes, you get a lot of study oriented materials on that, but be wise enough how much time can be given to online study, how much offline, and your own self study. This balance has to come, because the caution is this is now sea like thing. Abundant of water is available. You may get lost in this ocean. This internet age, social media platform, this is like a ocean. So you need to draw your own boundaries. You need to operate in a limited spectrum, which is actually giving you prosperity and progress. Otherwise, it will affect badly. And today's social issues are really getting highlighted through this social media platform, whether it is individual channels or the other news channels. Today, every individual is opening news channel. It is interesting. Open competition is there. New laws and new rules and regulations are likely to come, though it is not yet formalized. But soon, new laws, rules, regulations for all these social media spectrums, it will come, because it is now affecting the governments, now affecting the societies, now affecting everyone's life. So soon we will see some kind of charter, rule, regulation related charters coming into it. Okay, good, Sharwari. Uh, Lakhanji,
Excuse me, sir.
yes,
May I add one point which has slipped from my mind while talking?
okay,
Like, sir, one of the con is also that some of the governmental scheme which we are not aware about can be spread through social media. For example, Jaggi Vasudev, who is nicknamely called as Sadhguru. He has running a campaign named as Save Soil campaign, and in this campaign there are many celebrities too. So this, I saw this in on Instagram, and from that I was having this point, but I slept from the mind. It was
yes,
just
you're right. Sadhguru is a renowned spiritual guru, and personal advice to all of you, if you can spare time, listen some of his videos, worth listening, from English point of view, from spirituality point of view, from life's view point of view. It is very good, very very inspiring messages we get whenever we listen to Sadhguru. Yes, you are right, Sharwari. Okay, Lakhanji.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Saurabh.
Yes, sir. Sir, till the time Lakhen is giving lecture, I maybe prepare my lecture in 3 minutes.
Yes, you can be next, but you take more time, because I had given Saurabh two speakers, but now I am adding one more speaker. Saurabh, you will be next, Saurabh Pangaonkar, huh?
Okay, sir.
And then you will be there. Okay, Saurabh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Sharwari, keep time. Lakhanji, go ahead.
Sir, may I please get any card number?
Okay, you take card number 21.
Uh,
Okay, sir.
hi. You may start.
Today I'm going to speak on the lecture topic, which are today. Good evening, sir. I have Today I am going to speak on the big gap generation, which I have taken it from the card number 30. This gap isn't only between parents and children. Yes, this present era, where and which there are some misunderstanding happens. Too much far away from the parents of the children. Because the parents totally work away. Because parents parents what they want to do. Parents only want that the children only will do what they want. After the technology has that technology emerging, the to be busy in mobile phone gadget because some away and and think we are family. Yes, just giving together. And before to bed, we were talking to a long talk how to run family be. But after this nuclear family to talk to only want to have more time on the mobile phone. And apart, this is is that also going in a single because they only want more time on the screen. Will and the social what the people are getting and this generation this generation gap is uh, also evaluating the people in India, not only in India but all over the world. And this gap generation started from the very
Last 30
childhood.
seconds.
In the very child, the parents are poor, and then but this is great, and I can tell you that this generation because of the technology and the family system. The parents also understanding the issue of
Time up.
family eras. This is thank you.
Okay, Lakhanji, a little bit voice was breaking up. Some message was clear what you wanted to speak, but voice was breaking up. I feel everyone was facing that problem. Generation gap, very important phenomena. Every one of us experience. Every generation moves ahead. The next generation takes from there. You see the dressing habit, the likings and dislikings, the social behavior, the technological advancement, the overall external communication, because of so many advanced things available to us, directly impacts on our behavior. If you compare generation in 60s or 70s, they were little slow, they had patience. As our mobility increased, our exposure increased, slowly fashion changed, thinking changed, aspirations changed, and because of that there is always a clash or what we call generation gap. Every generation thinks that the previous generation is not smart, they are little outdated. It is nothing but there are some changes or some privileges which the next generation has. That doesn't mean that there is any talent related issue or the wisdom related issue. No, the gap is because of just changing technologies, changing behavioral pattern, but we associate with our wisdom, and we start cursing our previous generation, and that should not happen. It is both way. The previous generation has to respect that there is a change and understand the next generation's changing pattern or the aspirations. Today, if I see in my childhood, we had a lot of time. There was no TV, no mobile, no internet. Today's kids, they have got everything. Their exposure is much more. They know many things which we learned probably little late. So this advanced generation, as far as the information goes, not about other human features. It is just this differentiation creates that generation gap. And both the generation, classic cases in some families, if there are three generations together, grandparents, parents, and the next generation, little grown. And if these three generations they operate together, interesting clashes happen. And if the maturity level is good in all these three generations, or the middle one has to take some balancing act and connect both the previous and the next. Beautiful phenomenon. There was one movie, Raj Kapoor's movie. I'm forgetting its name. In that, actual Raj Kapoor's father, Prithviraj Kapoor, and actual Raj Kapoor's son, I think Randir Kapoor. These three are acting, and the movie is made. I'm just forgetting its name, but this is what is generation gap. In that movie also it was little bit shown, but in real life, generation gap is a real serious issue. Next generation has to respect the feelings of previous generation, and the previous generation has to understand the aspirations and the changing pattern of next generation. Then the social causes or the issues will be less, families will not be disturbed. Family is the real backbone of any nation and society, and these families are getting disturbed because of disconnect between two generations, and this can be minimized by little wise acts. Okay, good, Lakhanji. Saurabh Panwagar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll ask Subodh. Okay,
Yes.
Subodh, can you
Hello.
keep time?
Yes, sir. I will time.
Okay, go ahead.
You can start, Saurabh.
Good evening, gentlemen. My lecture topic is importance of good health, which is taken from card number 29. And the lecture point is consists three major points. First is today's lifestyles of human beings. Second one is importance of health, and third one is how to maintain our health. And nowadays we can see the whole world is too busy, and everyone has heavy work schedule on their own life. They all are trying to best and running in ahead, but they are also forgetting and neglect our health. The focusing on health. The survey of WHO from in 2021 years, the 30% adults have obesity and 39% have adults have overweight. It causes the, and we know the unhealthy body is the home of many diseases like cancer, heart diseases, and mental health. And now we can see everyone talking about physical health, but no one can talking about mental health. Mental health is very dangerous than the physical health. Now we can see the percentage of suicide attempt and suicide rate is increases in overall world, because mental health is very important than physical health. Physical health we can achieve from exercise and controlling on diet, but mentally health is very important, and we can only maintain by doing the meditations, and meditation is a very important role in mental health. Meditation includes yoga,
and such more like exercise. The whole world are also accepted the importance of yoga. So hence 21 Junes are celebrated International Yoga Day nowadays. We can see having a healthy having a healthy body and mind is very important for overall well-being. So we can try to maintain our mental health as well as physical health. Exercise is the best option for physical and meditation for mental health. We can also improve, according to my opinion, we can improve our exercise, our physical health
Last 30
uh,
seconds.
by by doing regularly attempt. We can use elevator against we can use steps against elevator. We can use bicycle again instead of cars. And daily meditation is doing by taking dhyan in temples. Thank you.
Time up.
Okay, good, Saurabh. Uh, in a very simple words, you tried to explain importance of good health, and good that you added mental part of it, mental health. Because when we say health, it is both mental and physical. The problem today's generation facing or today's world is facing is about mental health. It's a serious, serious issue which is whole human generation has to address. Saurabh, you can be further smooth. You gave good examples, very, very relevant and simple examples using elevators instead of lifts, using bicycles
Sorry,
in our day-to-day life.
steps used by elevator.
Yes, sir.
Steps used by instead of elevator.
Steps, sorry, steps. So all these simple examples make the topic more relevant, more natural. So if you see, when in lecturate, if you can use examples, it gives more impact. Okay, good. Only thing, Saurabh, you need to be more fast, and then the rhythm will set. Communication will be further smooth, and even if you are stuck somewhere, you can use Hindi words, no issue. But be little fast, and the speed will come with more practice. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I just got that example which I was saying, generation gap. The movie was Kal, Aaj or Kal. A very, very relevant title was there. Kal means the yesterday, Aaj means present generation, and next Kal means aane wali generation, tomorrow. So Kal, Aaj or Kal, beautiful movie, old movie, 1971. It was released. So this was the generation gap presented in that movie. Okay, we'll go to next speaker, Saurabh Ghongde. Uh, Another Saurabh can keep time. Ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Saurabh Pangaonkar. Okay, timekeeping can someone quickly.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
I
I
will
do,
do.
sir.
Okay, Saurabh is doing. Okay, prompt him.
Yes, you can start.
Gentlemen, in the context of geopolitical relations, there are no permanent friends and no permanent enemies. The only thing that is permanent is self interest, and that's what China is doing through CPEC. Good evening, gentlemen. The topic of my today's lecture is CPEC, that is popularly known as Economic Corridor. For the ease of understanding, I would like to divide my topic into three parts. What is CPEC? What is India's concern over it? And the way forward. Gentlemen, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a multi-million project between China and Pakistan. Through this project, China wants to connect the Xinjiang province to the Gwadar Board, which is situated in Pakistan. Also, the CPEC is a major part of the One Belt, One Road initiative of 2013 China's policy of reviving the Silk Route, which was a popular trade route during the 18th and 19th century. Gentlemen, the concerns that gentlemen, India is having a various concern over the project. The first and foremost concern that India is having that the project passes from the POK, that is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and the major area is the Gilgit Baltistan. Gentlemen, the area of POK still belongs to India, and India's sovereignty is at danger. As soon as the project will be completed, India will lose a total control over the POK area. Also, gentlemen, once this project is completed, the relation between Pakistan and China will increase, and there will be the trade of various defense equipment, and thus India will have more danger on both fronts. Gentlemen, by the project of One Belt One Road initiative, China wants to enter the market of Gulf and the Middle East. As soon as it get controls over the Gwadar port, the trade between the Gulf countries and the Middle East countries will increase a lot, and thus making China a global superpower. Gentlemen, when China will get the control over the Gwadar port, also it will have a great impact on the Indo-Pacific region. The Chinese will have a leverage that it would easily trade by using the Indian Ocean, and the Indian maritime security will be also at danger. Gentlemen,
Last 30 seconds.
India has also been doing finding out various ways, like the building of Chabahar port, and also India has raised this issue in the UN also. And seeing the recent conditions of Pakistan, I don't believe that the project will sustain a long, and thus it will end up as being a failure. Thank you.
Okay,
Time up.
good, Saurabh. Good quality content, very important topic concerning our nation's interest. CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor, is very ambitious project of China, and it is going through POK. The greatest thing about this is the POK Pakistan has illegally occupied, and it is handed over in a silent way to China. This is something which is worrying, trouble making for us, and probably somewhere the Galwan incident has got roots to this issue because China tried to trouble us because of abrogation of Article 370. The next step was getting into POK, but Corona happened. We don't know. Otherwise, it would have been some big issue there. And the Galwan was the misadventure from the China side. Recently, there was a news that China is trying to have military bases along the CPEC because China has suffered some attacks from the fringe elements in Pakistan. They are losing their soldiers, they are losing their engineers. There are many incidents which are not reported officially. So, if you see, China is losing money also, and they have got this project which is their very important project to connect or replace with the erstwhile Silk Route. Now till Gwadar port they are well connected, and their strategic interest is lying around this. To the extent they are even openly asked if any third country wants to join this bilateral project. Bilateral in the sense China and Pakistan. They have asked any other country who wants to join this project. This is something a misadventure they are trying, and they are in a way disturbing India. And that is why we are concerned, we are always raising protest, and we are not keeping quiet on this. Of course, this COVID scenario had changed little bit dynamics. Every country is having economic trouble at home front, and through this prism, things are getting settled in a different way. Otherwise, it would have been much more aggressive. If you see, the border issue is getting settled, the Ladakh issue is getting settled. Nobody wants to go for aggression beyond a limit, but this CPEC project is a problem for us in future. Okay, good. Who is next? Next volunteer. Who all are there?
Sir, I want a card.
Okay, Subodh. Subodh, you can take card number 13. Let me see who all are there.
Okay, sir.
My voice is
Yes, I
breaking.
want to volunteer.
I'm audible.
Sir, now it's okay, I think. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Now is audible.
Okay, okay. Uh, Renuka is there. Samrin is there.
Sir,
Subodh will be next. Who wants to speak now? Samrin.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Saurabh, keep time.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, you may start.
Good evening, everyone. My topic is SCO. That is, it stands for Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It is a permanent intergovernmental international organization. SCO is a Eurasian political, economic, and military organization which aims to maintain peace, security, and stability in the region. It was created in the year 2001. The SCO's official language is Russian and Chinese. There are eight member countries in SCO. Those are China, India, Pakistan, Russia, Kazakhstan, uh, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan. After that, there are four other observer states also. That is Afghanistan, Belarus, Tajikistan, and Mongolian. Along with this, there are six partners. SCO's main objective are strengthening mutual trust and neighborhoodness among the member states. Another objective is to promote effective cooperation in politics, research, economic, technology, and culture, and other areas. SEO is making joint efforts to maintain and ensure security, stability, and peace in the region, moving towards the establishment of a democratic, rational, and fair new international economic and political orders. The SEO's guiding principle is based on Shanghai spirit. There are internal policies in SEO, which is based on the principle of mutual trust and mutual benefits. Apart from that, there is external policies. It is conducted in accordance with the principle of non-alignment and non-targeting any third country or and openness. The most important body in SEO is RATS, that is Regional Anti-Terrorist Structure. It is the main objective of it is to help the member countries to fight against the terrorism, separatism, and extremism. Importance of SEO for India is that for this for the security purpose. India through RATS can improve its counter terrorism. India can also work on anti drug trafficking. SEO provides an opportunity to meet its energy requirement through regional diplomacy. SEO also important for India for the trade purpose, as SEO act as an alternative route to Central Asia for India. And in geopolitics, it helps India to fulfill its aspiration of playing an important and active role in the extended neighborhood. As well as discuss the multilateral cooperation and strategic, and they also try to solve the current important economic and other cooperation issues between the member countries. And the recent summit was held discuss the current issues and even the another meeting is going to held in upcoming months. So this was all about the SEO.
Okay, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Little bit I lost connection for a few seconds. Good, Samrin, you spoke very good. Technically, all the points you tried to cover. SEO summit is likely to happen on 15th and 16th this week only. I'm audible. Am I audible now? Now audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry, I was disconnected. Good, Samrin. A couple of seconds I lost, but I could hear you. It was brought out correctly. Very live issue. Anybody who is appearing in competitive exam, SEO summit is going to happen in Uzbekistan, and a lot of hot topics are coming up related to this SEO meet because there are so many international issues which are going on, whether it is Russia Ukraine war or India China tussle, even Pakistan related some of the issues. More importantly, these all organizations basically are meant for bringing global peace, cooperation, helping each other. But on ground, we see very less relevance. That is the tragedy. These all international organizations, on paper, they have got larger agendas, very, very serious um, aims, but it is not getting materialized. That is the irony. If you see, there are so many terrorists who are taking shelters in other countries, but repatriation of such terrorists is difficult. There are some economic offenders who are taking shelters in other countries, but they are also difficult to get back. So nations are fighting for issues, whether it is terrorism or economic related offenses or some kind of drug related things. Cooperation in that sense is not happening. When it comes to vested interest of arms, ammunition, drugs, or money related thing, market related thing, the real cooperation doesn't happen. This is a problem. But all said and done, there are some achievements by these all organizations, whether it is UNO or SCO or SARC or ASEAN. All these organizations are doing some kind of progress, helping the nations to come together to resolve few issues. But there are a lot of things to do in these areas. Okay, will not dwell upon much. Good, Samrin. Who is next? Subodh.
Sir,
Okay,
yes, sir.
Samrin, can you keep time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, you can start.
Okay. So, good evening to all. My lecture topic is ISRO. ISRO is Indian Space Research Organization. The organization is related to space and it belongs to India, which was set up on 15th of August 1969 when we got independence, after independence. So ISRO then made a very huge amount of progress if I talk about ISRO's today's position. But it is not up to the mark when ISRO was set up. We launched the Aryabhatta satellite, the first satellite, with the help of the Soviet Union. We even don't have our own space launch pads, and today we are gaining it. Now, if I talk about the space launch missions of the ISRO launched the first satellite with the help of the Soviet Union. Then ISRO launched its second satellite, that is Rohini, in 1980s. Then our technological development happened in the space sectors, and we grew. And for the first time in 2008, we launched the Chandrayaan Mission One. It is all we achieved almost 100% accuracy in Chandrayaan 1 mission as we found water, and India became the first nation to declare that water is present on moon. And because of that, we discovered water on the moon with the help of the Chandrayaan 1 mission. Then we moved towards the next mission, that is Mangalyaan mission. Mangalyaan mission is such mission which made India the first country to reach Mars within its first attempt. Many of the successful space agencies, just like the Russian space agency, then NASA, then European Union space agencies, these all space agencies did the missions to the Mars, but in the third or fourth attempt. But India made it in the first attempt, and they showed that the ISRO agency is not lacking behind in the space sector. Then, if I talk about the Chandrayaan 2 mission, which was launched in 2019, though it is not completely successful, but 95% mission got successful, and we made it to the final orbit. But though the Vikram lander not landed on the moon surface, though it is 5% incompleted. So this made India a well-known space sector in the world. Now we are launching the satellites of the other nations also. Now, if I talk about the Brazil, French, we are launching these satellites from our own space stations. We have our own space stations, our own launch pads from which we are launching the satellites. Now India is going to send its men into the mission to the outer orbit of the Earth. That is the Gaganyaan mission in 2024.
Last 30
Now,
seconds.
and not only that, our space sectors is also developing the own GPS tracking device, GPS tracking system, because GPS tracking is very important from our perspective. Now, if I lastly I want to conclude that, and according to my opinion, I think space sector is one of the most important sector, because with the help of the space sector we can guard our borders, we can help the farmers, we can also help the flood affected areas, as we can also develop the early surveillance system so that we can help the people who are affected by the floods. And during the army operations we can also help the
Time over.
army to infiltrate in the enemy territory and to have a clear roadmap of it. Thank you.
Okay, good, Subodh. Mm, timely summed up. ISRO is our jewel. It's a really greatest organization. In independent India, if we have to see achievements, ISRO ranks very high. All these geniuses who are doing great work there and bringing so many proud moments for us is really praiseworthy. And they are silent workers. They are the real gems in our country. Our space sector is really, really dominant, and least talked, generally not in um, media or in normal people's talk, because it is not so discussed and praised openly. But all said and done, they deserve so many laurels, and they have brought so many achievements so far with less money. They have done wonderful results. And recently, Bollywood, by making couple of movies, now this area or domain is known to the people. Students are getting attracted. This is a good sign, because these sectors are silent working zones, long term investment for any nation, because someone starts working on a project today, it may take few months, few years to get the desired result. And that much of patience, future generations, if they show, that will be a good sign. And ISRO, whatever words and whatever you can speak is less for such great organization. Good, Subodh. And whatever future projects they are thinking of. And when we keep talking about a powerful nation, India wants to become, or Atmanirbhar nation we want to become, this space will be a big factor, because people are reaching out to the outer space, dominating the Mother Earth from this space. So ISRO's role will be more in coming times. You see, traditionally we fought on land. Thereafter, we started fighting in air. Now we are trying to dominate oceans. Space is a sector where during Cold War, Russia and US was trying to dominate. Of late, few powerful countries, including India, are launching so many satellites, and the control or the dominance has gone into the space, and it will be a space war. Whatever Hollywood movies we have seen, future will be space war in real sense, controlling the Mother Earth from there. Some of the other planets, people are searching life there. It is not in air. They are searching life there, and they may go for alternative place to reside and attack from there. It is all mystery world. Space is funny, interesting, but little um, dangerous zone as far as the survivability of entire planet Earth goes. Because more and more we get fighting into this space, the Mother Earth will be in danger. Okay, good. Is there anyone? Okay, Renuka, you want to speak?
Sir, I want to add
Yes, sir.
one point.
Okay, Saurabh, add.
Like sir, now the space tourism is also be in a trending topic. Like
Yes,
various space agencies are providing tourism in the outer
yes,
space.
true,
And
true.
one fact I would like to state here that if we compare ISRO to the other space agencies like the SpaceX, the Roscosmos, they are providing space tourism at around 300 to 400 million US dollar. But at the same time, ISRO is developing technology which will be able to do this space tourism in less money. That is about 40 to 45 million only. So ISRO can earn some money through that kind of mean also.
Yes. Elon Musk has already launched many projects on this. People have started booking their plots on moon. You know it, na? There are a lot of news going on. People have started booking their plots in the outer space. Okay. Tourism, yes. He has rightly brought out. Saurav has rightly brought out. This is also one dimension. Okay. Renuka, you are ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Subodh,
Yes, sir.
keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start.
Okay. Hello, everyone. For today's lecturate, my topic is importance of early childhood education. As we all know, children are the future of our country. The future of our country obviously depends on the present, how the children's health, education are going. If the children are not developed in a proper way, the country's future might be compromised. This was slightly realized by our late Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru also, on so which he said like stop observing his birthday as on 14th November and to observe this as a Children's Day.
Early childhood education, what exactly it means is like a large part of like a critical brain development of a children happens before they even start their preschooling also, and it impacts on not only their schooling but also the performance like to the lifelong social skills as well. So the term early childhood is used to refer like children's below the age of 8 years, and as most of the nations accept it as below the age of 8 years. We all know that how early childhood development is much important, but is not as an important topic realized in our society. We all know that there are many stigmas and taboos and stereotypes that we are facing in today's life are nothing but a result of what we studied in as a child. So we all know this early childhood education has many positive effects and benefits if taken care of, will reflect in the future great generation for India. Some of which are important improved self-esteem and confidence, which can only be brought in children if they are made to interact with new childrens in a better way in the childhood only. Because as soon as we grow with a few stigmas which later on curtails our confidence and hence makes us introvert. Being honest is better than being sugarcoating is one of the thing that most of the adults should focus with the children, as it is as sugarcoating doesn't as sugarcoating leads to lies but not truth. So, this early childhood education also has many benefits like good mindset, shared activities, good educational foundation, and with good habits and a kind of emotional resilience that needs to be created in younger generation. To have a good example for this topic is that like a survey was conducted for like a pre-primary school where
Last 30 seconds.
children were asked to write like some things for a boy, like two parts were made, girls and boys, and they were asked to write whatever they feel in both the sections. And most of the children wrote masculine and strong for the boys section, and crying and caring for the girls section. This in conclusion resembles that what kind of like social stigma in which the children are currently growing on. And we all know that currently the
Time
topics
up.
that we are currently arguing on are like gender equality and these type of topics and women's representation. But these topics can only be conquered in the future if they are given into the like starting to repair from the roots only. Like it is likely said that if you want to like create something big or great, we need to start from the bottom, and bottom is nothing else but the early childhood education that we give to the children. And it is not just from the parents and the teachers, but it is from the surrounding that we live into. Thank you.
Okay, good. Renuka, new topic you brought in, early child education. Very important actually. Whenever we talk about progress of a nation or a society, what is the real ingredient to it is the population, the youth, or the people who are residing in that society and nation. But the real seeds are grown in the early childhood, the thought process, the mental makeup, the aptitude which sets or the tone which sets for life is actually from the childhood. So this is a very important area where every nation has to work. Theoretically, every nation wants kids to do well. They need better education and all those things theoretically happening. Government spends money and energy on it, but in real sense, whether it is happening or not, it is a real question. If we see kids generally they are looked after at the family level, but today's scenario is very different. The exposure is not channelized. Our kids are getting mobiles too early in hand. The exposure towards the social media or the surrounding or the people around us are not careful what is being transferred to their knowledge and behavior. And these are important issues. Like there are some games, they are changing their behaviors. There are some TV programs, they are impacting their behaviors. There are no outdoor games. In nursery and KG, early childhood education generally refers to 7 8 years of age. That means second, third standard. Until then, what our today's kids are doing is a big question. Today's kids are not going out, the eating habits are changing. For example, today we have so many diseases or what we can call problems in kids. The number of speech therapists which are required today is surprising because of nuclear family, husband and wife most of the time busy with work. A kid in the house generally left for some kind of maid or some other person taking care. There is no proper interaction, and whenever parents are back, the kid is not actually getting communication. So in the bargain, today's kids are not able to speak at the proper age. This is a new phenomena which is happening in society. So speech therapists are required despite the fact that the kid has no problem about talking. It is just that the kid is not getting the environment, right environment. Same thing goes for other kinds of behavioral pattern. So all those things which are happening today is because of our lack of understanding what kids require at that age. Earlier, our surrounding was designed in such a way, family systems were designed in such a way that kids were automatically getting groomed or they are advancing systematically. But today, in a nuclear family setup or in the advanced family setup, where even larger families have so many members working, nobody is at home, kids are left on their own. They are at the most left to some other people who are not really family members. So these are issues and very interesting. Good, Renuka, you brought this topic. Okay, anything else? There was network issue today, so we prolonged our session. Good. Keep practicing your communication standards. You can imagine your standards how it is growing. Uh, Different topics. Open up your knowledge basis horizon. You can bring your own choice topics or SSB focused topics. Of course, they are there, but even other general topics also, whether it is international interest, social interest, or current affairs, competitive exam point of interest. More importantly, the way you communicate, that is to be practiced. Okay, so shall we end here?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I
Yes,
will
sir.
add one point.
Yes, Saurabh.
This early child education is also is looked like as competition or fashion nowadays. Competition with neighbors because my neighbors uh, teach her child at early age. So as compare is like competition also.
Yes, one feels pity, and it's really a sad state that kids are overburdened today. And see, it is not a free kind of environment for them. They are pressurized for something which maybe to their dislike. They are not liking it. It is forced upon them, and it is inhuman actually. But kids are not able to resist, or kids are not able to say so. But suddenly the kid's behavior will change because that kid is too small to communicate to the elders that what exactly that kid is feeling or suffering. So this is a bigger issue actually. So today's kids are really suffering a lot because of our insensitivity towards their grooming. We are thinking that it is also a competitive environment for them, and too early we are pushing so many things for them. It's a cause of worry actually. Yes, you are right, Saurabh. Okay, we will end here. Have a good time. Keep enjoying. Don't carry any stress. Be happy. Keep studying with enjoyment. Okay, bye. Good night. Jai Hind.
Jai
Jai Hind,
Hind.
sir.
Jai Hind,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Jai Hind, sir.